So
Thank
let's
you.
get started. So my name is Dr. Lulu. If you're wondering, I am a soon-to-be retired pediatrician. And yes, like Michelle Obama, I like to show my arms because I worked hard to get those babies, okay?
I love it.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that definition. What?
Love it. I'm trying to get
What?
like you.
It's called jump rope, baby. Jump rope. Yes. So anyway, we talk to queer people and allies and their friends and family members and even neighbors and co-workers. We want to draw attention to acceptance as a factor in the queer space. A lot of people don't know this, but let me give you some stats. 1 in 3 LGBTQ youth are homeless because their parents and their family members do not accept them. As a mother of a queer kid, I feel like God has given me my voice to speak about this grave injustice. Are you kidding me? So I'm being joined by friends, Romans, and countrymen to talk about this. So welcome, Renzo, to the space. Now, what are your pronouns?
So I go by he, him.
Okay, so I can say her, I can say handsome and I can say sir.
Yes,
Fantastic.
you can.
So you're very handsome, sir.
Thank you
That's
so
what I was going to
much.
say.
Thank you.
Welcome to the party. So are you coming into my space as a member of the community, as an ally, or as other?
A member of the community. Yes.
Hold that.
Yeah.
Hold that. Watch me. You know why I did that? Because you are the first Black, regular, cisgendered man to come into my space. So one more.
OMG.
Now, that being said, people are going to say, but wait, you had your child here the other day. Yeah, but my child is non-binary. So get that, okay? So welcome. Everyone who is joining us, welcome. Take a front seat. Matter of fact, take 2. This is going to be fun. I have a Black cisgendered male in the queer community on my show. This is so amazing. Okay, you're not the first person of color who is a male, but you're the first Black male. So welcome. Here's the red carpet. Come on in. Take a seat. All right. So before we start, you have to tell us something that no one knows about you.
Oh.
Yes, you know I gotta go there. You know I gotta go there.
Hi, everybody. Something that people don't really know about me is that I'm really spiritual. So like they see my Instagram and they see like what I do, or like I don't really expose that part of me, but I'm very spiritual. Not religious, but more spiritual. I believe in like divine oneness and things of that nature.
Me too. Me 3. Me 4, honey. Yes. When you see the light, you see the light. That's it. You know, that's all she wrote. Fantastic. So I'm learning how to say they only because I'm hearing that they is more appropriate for those if you don't know people's pronouns. So if you hear me say they, just forgive me. So, but he has just told us that he is more spiritual. Let me tell you something. That's hot. Is a Black man who is spiritual is hot. Like very few things get me excited. One of them is a deep Black man. You hear me? I'm trying to raise 3 on my own, so I know a deep Black man is hot, caliente. So yes, somebody said her energy. Yes, honey. If you can't take the heat, there's the door, baby. Because we don't play here.
I love it.
But thank you so much. I'm honored. Thank you. So the next question is, obviously, why did you decide to come on this kind of show? Put yourself out there. What are you thinking, man? What are you thinking?
Because I feel like I have like that typical story, like of what it means to be kind of like Black and to come out and expose myself, while also like I'm like one of few stories where I kind of like made it through it and I like came out on top. And I think it's important to, you know, not only show that you can be homeless, Black, gay, broken, familyless, jobless, careerless, and then come out on top. You know what I mean? So I just think it's very important to start to use my platform and my voice to start to shed light and to show how, you know, words matter, support matters, you know, stories matter, and not in the like quote unquote like the typical way of telling a story. You know what I mean? So
but also acceptance matters. Words
Yeah.
matter. Community matters. Did y'all hear that? It's 15 past the hour. I'm going to take a second to reset the room, as it were. My name is Dr. Lulu. The show is called The Pride Corner. Our coming out stories and more. That's the corner right there in my house. Yes.
Oh, you
And it's
got the
between,
flag too. Yeah.
yes, I was going to say between the door and the wall, between Mother Black Mary and Black Jesus, and me and my baby, and of course, our flag. So we don't play here. We're Black and we're queer and we're proud. Okay. So we're talking to humans, real humans who are sharing their stories of pain, joy, sorrow, whatever. And you have already touched a little bit on it, but I can't wait to get deeper.
Yeah.
When you say you can be all of those things and still land on your feet like some kind of meerkat.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. I cannot wait. So the next question will be, what is your coming out story?
Wow.
And I'm going to get my water, but I can hear you. I just finished. I'm going to get my water, but please
Yeah.
start. Thank you.
So my coming out story was a little different. I was kind of outed because of a situation that happened where I was being sexually abused and at a young age. And from that sexual abuse, it led to my mother then finding out and then everything kind of like coming out, but not in like a supportive way, but like more so in the way of like, yeah, that was a big part of it.
I heard you say you were outed. You know, you had me at
Yeah.
I was outed. You are like maybe the fifth person in a row who's been outed. Now, the very first, I think the first queer person that we spoke to said they first came out to themselves.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that before? Do you have a concept or any kind of context of that coming out to self first and then maybe to others? Did you?
For me, I didn't know it was a coming out. Like I just was who I was. Like that I feel like I was more so put in instead of like coming out. Like I've always been myself. I've always been, and of course, you know, throughout the years I've been lost and trying to find myself. But I feel like now I feel like the me I used to be before. This saying kind of came to me maybe like a week ago. I told myself because I often talk to myself. I have to talk to myself, and I told myself, I said, you had to take the chains off of you that were placed on you by your parents so that you can free yourself from yourself. So I had to take
Mm,
the chains of my parents and the abuse and all of those things off so that I can even free myself from my own self and deal with myself.
mm.
What I mean, so it took the burden of me trying to get closure from them off. It took the, you know, the need for them to want to accept me away. It kind of helped me separate so that I can deal with myself, if that makes sense.
You know what? I want to say to you that makes sense, but we got to dig deeper.
Yeah.
We got to dig deeper because I feel like there's so many layers in what you just said. Listen to me. I'm not going to mess with you, okay? I have
Okay.
3 Black brothers. I have 1 Black father and 3 Black sons. I feel like I know you,
Yeah.
but then again, I don't. Because whether we like it or not, the Black man is an enigma. He's an enigma to himself and an enigma to the community. We don't understand. We don't know the Black man. The Black man has been shut up and pushed and shoved and damn near killed every
Yeah.
single last one of us in an attempt to hush up the Black man. So I need you to talk to me, brother. What was it like growing up in a home like yours? What was it like?
I'm trying not to get emotional because
Yeah.
I'm actually in rehearsal for a movie right now. So I'm like in rehearsals and stuff like that. So I'm super excited. But so
Hey, you know what? You need to hook me up with your agents now. I'm gonna come out and say this now. People tell me that, Dr. Lulu, you look like you belong on TV. You need a
yeah,
TV show.
I
All right,
did.
my brother. Hook a sister up,
I,
okay, honey?
I got
I ain't too proud to beg. So, all right.
you.
So
But growing up in a household like mine, again, I kind of followed the script. Like I always knew who I was, but oftentimes I was told who to be, how to feel.
Mm.
Like I would express to my mother like that something hurt me, and she would then, you know, tell me how I felt about the situation, or tell me what I meant to feel, or tell me, instead of allowing me the space to kind of like express myself, which then taught me how not to be myself. So I was really good at being who people wanted me to be, but
Hence, you're an
never
actor.
good.
Wait.
Right. Well, I
Hence, you're an
dance.
actor. Do you see that
I
now?
dance. I dance, but this is a movie I'm on, so I'm a dancer. I dance professionally.
Okay, dance professionally. When you're dancing, you are embodying something.
Another person. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, so same thing.
Same
Okay,
thing.
show
Yeah.
business. Hence,
Yeah.
you're in show business. The
Yeah.
point is, you are so good at doing anything but you.
Me.
Wow. And you know the funny thing, I'm Nigerian and I don't know where your ancestors came from, but in Nigeria, as you know, a child is seen and not heard. A child is not even seen.
Yeah.
So you are right. They teach us to be anything but who we are. And
Yeah.
when you hush up a child enough, the child grows up thinking silence is the way. Now
Yeah.
imagine me. Today I get paid thousands of dollars to speak. I have to say that. But when I was growing up, they kept saying, "You talk too much. You talk too much." Imagine if I had listened to all of those people telling me you talk too
Hmm.
much.
Yeah. Um, I wanted to touch on something that you talked about, like
Please, by all
earlier about,
means.
you know, black people, black men, you know, being killed and things like that. Like a big part of my life was kind of defensive. It's like I had to always be in defense mode against my own mother, against my own, you know, family. And I, to this day, I love my mom. I've forgiven her. You know, we're still working on our situation, but my life was threatened, literally physically going through abuse, like physical abuse, you know, being beaten and, being told like, you're the reason why I don't love you, you know, or if I got a gay son that I don't have a son. So I'm in this world feeling lonely, you know, not now because I'm finding myself more and more, but a big part of my story was rooted in being a victim. And 2020 kind of taught me how to kind of break out of that. And that's what the whole chain analogy of me breaking free from that. And I realized, like, by me breaking myself free, that they're still living in that same story. And I don't have to. You know what I mean?
I don't have to. You nailed it. I don't have to. Let me take a moment and say hello to Mr. Brown, who says, phew, same brother, sending you mad love. If you can hear my voice, if you can hear my guest's voice, are you Roscoe or Resco?
Renzo, R-E-N-Z.
Renzo. If you can hear Renzo's voice, please send him flowers right now. Just type in the word flowers and flowers will pop up. I want you to show love to this brother with mad flowers. Let me tell you why I said that. In my TED Talk, and if you don't know yet, I do have a TED Talk. Please check it out. It's about childhood trauma is what I do. Everyone who's listening to me, please check out my TED Talk. My TED Talk, I talk about the fact that children jump because of parental betrayal. Let me tell you, I don't care what the doctor said. And yes, I am a doctor. I don't care what the doctor said to you at the clinic. Chemical imbalance, no chemical imbalance, bullshit. A child who is betrayed by their parents will jump. The amount of the depth of the pain is like, just take my heart and just wrench it. And let me tell you something. You didn't say much, but you didn't have to say much more, because I can only imagine what was going on. I don't have a son if my son is gay. Now just imagine that against my best friend who's trying to have a child. She would take any child. And here's someone who has a child and is like, oh, I don't want the child because the child is gay. You can't come to church because you're black. You can't come to church because you're a woman. You can't come to church because you're gay. We are the ones that put all these things in place. And then they say it's God that said that. When all I heard in the good book was, he looked at the work he had done and he said it was good. So if God is good in his infinite glory and all of that majesty, then how can you, my dear, not be good? But these parents hijack the agenda and make it about them. and not about you, the child. And so I'm saying it again, I'll probably say it every day. If your child goes off to college and then comes out as gay, they didn't become gay in college. No. They found their voice, they found their tribe. They found the people who accept them. That's why they're safe enough, feel safe enough to come out. I cannot even imagine the pain you went through. I can't even imagine, because I'm Nigerian and I know. In Nigeria, you might as well just be a death penalty if they find out that you're gay.
I'm trying not to cry, but yes. You know, and it's funny that you brought up God, because I used to pray. Oh, I used to pray and ask God to help me hate my mom, because I loved her so much, right? And I just never understood why I could love you so much, even in the midst of everything that we went through. I never could allow myself to like hate her, and I always and still love her. You know what I mean? So I just didn't understand, like, that's why I didn't stick to religion, because I was like, this don't make sense. This just morally, this don't make sense.
I have since left religion. Needless to say, we were born and raised Catholic. My uncle is a priest, parish priest, all of that. But let me tell you something. Someone just said, I feel this within my spirit. That is how deep this is. And you know, I know as a black man, you have a paucity of words. Black men are not known for talking a lot. It's just not our way. Black men in particular, cisgendered men. They don't talk too much. But even in your paucity of words, I hear the pain, my brother. Children love their parents unconfreaking-ditionally. All they ask of their parents is to please match the love. Just match the love. And when a parent looks at the child and hates the child, that is a reflection of the hatred that they have for themselves. And so I work with parents of queer kids, helping them to not replace their child in the closet, to not think that something is wrong with you because you birthed a child who happens to be queer. Your child is much more than their queerness. Their queerness is like 1.0000000% of who they really truly are. I want to hear more. I don't know if you can talk more, but I want to
I
hear more.
can't.
I want to hear about the homelessness bits. But in the meantime, really hypnotic. Hypnotic D says, I'm giving you such a big hug, Renzo. I
Thank you.
love you. I hope you felt that, honey.
Yeah, I
I
did.
felt that.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. So everyone who's watching me, please take a moment and tap that arrow at the bottom right of your screen and invite more people so we can listen to Renzo, and then follow me. Okay? So my Instagram is Ask Dr. Lulu. Spell out the word Dr. Lulu. And I see David Posney watching. David, please type in my Instagram for me. Ask Dr. Lulu. Please follow me every single day of every single week of every single month. The month of June, at least, we're doing these. The show is called The Pride Corner. Our coming out stories and more. And Renzo is filling me up with all kinds of more today. I'm a pediatrician, soon to be retired. Oh, by the way, Renzo, you know I was just on Gayle King, right?
Yeah, I saw you had posted that. That's so amazing. That's so amazing.
I was on Gayle King yesterday. Okay,
Congratulations.
Posney, you got to spell out the word doctor. But yes, so you need to follow me now, because if you don't follow me now, you know, you want to be able to say you knew me when I was little. Okay, so follow me now, y'all. It's Ask Dr. Lulu. And then I coach parents of LGBTQ plus kids. I help them with the acceptance journey, accepting themselves, and more importantly, accepting their kids, because my huge platform is actually youth suicide prevention. Youth suicide prevention. So I'm here because 1 out of 3 kids who are LGBT is homeless, and 42% of LGBTQ kids die by suicide. 42%. That's almost 1 in 2. That's almost half of these kids die by suicide. And wait, I got more. If you're Black, 5 to 12 is the age. African American kids aged 5 through 12 are twice as likely as their white counterparts to die by suicide. So if you put the numbers together, you can see why I have to do the work that I'm doing. It's not funny to me at all. And you see why people like Renzzo have to come and dig deep down and go into that vulnerable space to come up with the story. Renzzo, thank you so much for sharing your story today. Welcome to the party, everyone. I'm sending you all waves because I can't call anybody's name. But someone please type in my Instagram is ask the word doctor and then the word Lulu so I can pin it. And so Renzzo, tell me a little bit more about this rags to riches from literally near death to life. Your experience.
Wow. A big part of this, and I just kind of want to preface this, like there were people in my life, my bad, my phone is dying.
That's okay.
There
Oh
were
no,
people
you wanna plug it on?
No, it's cool, it's cool.
Okay.
There were people in my life that were there for me. But because I experienced such great rejection, I never knew how to embrace that. And I kind of like pushed myself out. I kind of like put myself into a closet. I kind of put myself into a predicament where I had no one. I pushed myself away furthermore. So that was a big part of that. I just kind of wanted to say that because I did have people who were around me who were there. I just, out of fear of losing them, I didn't want to talk. Because if you were there for me just this much, I'd rather have this much of you than none of you. And so, like, I have my cousin, I have a few cousins and who were there for me. And honestly, even with me being homeless, I kind of chose it. Like, I would rather be away and on my own. And I, even with moving to Atlanta, because that's where I live, I was like, I would rather have nothing and struggle on my way up have, than to be around people who just continuously just break me down. And I would like, growing up, like I would be in the house, I would look fine and, happy or whatever. And I would hear stuff like, why you walk like that? Why you talk like that? Why you look like that? Why you have like that? Why you did it? It was kind of like breaking me apart. And then I would go in my room and just collapse and just in pain. Like my heart was in constant pain, especially from the ages of like 13 and 16. And I definitely suffered from that. And it physically coming out as like bruxism, like I would grind my teeth in my sleep. I would have bad anxiety still to this day, to the point where I was like on medication in 2020 for a while for that. So yeah, that was a big part of that. So being homeless, I feel like was more of a choice than it was just being pushed out. Because I feel like if I stayed in that situation, I would have had to hide certain parts of myself. Like I see my cousin Cornita just came on. That's like literally, I can't thank God enough for her and a few of my other cousins, because if it wasn't for them, I know, because I contemplated killing myself. Nobody knew it. I was like, I'm better off gone. I'm better off away, since you hate me so much, since you hate who I am. I'm better off than just not even existing, right? And so I'm just thankful to God that I had certain people come into my life at certain times, and they started to just embrace me for who I was. And again, because Cornita is one of the reasons why I am a dancer, because she was dancing and I was like, oh, that looked fun, and I kind of like, I love you too, cousin. And if it wasn't for my cousin accepting me when she did, I definitely would be dead today.
Oh my God. Can we just take a moment, please?
Yeah.
If you can hear my voice, I want you to do me a favor, because I'm going to try my best not to cry, because I do have an ugly cry. If you can hear my voice, I want you to hear me when I say, children trust parents so much. Black children trust their parents so much that they would do anything in their power to stay in the closet, as it were. I want you to hear my voice. I am a Black woman telling you what I know. The rate of suicide amongst Black kids is not by any chemical imbalance. It is hateration and rejection and isolation and ostracization and all the other Asians out there. When our children love us so much, but we turn our backs on them. That is the worst thing you can do to your own child. And please don't tell me anything about God, okay? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. If God is love, you are not love. You might think you are, but you're not. And I'm not speaking to anybody in particular, but I'm speaking to somebody. Because I know somebody today is thinking, oh, my child is gay. You know the funny thing though? Studies have shown that enough homophobic people are actually closeted gays. And I did not make that up. I wrote an article in the Washington Post on the 2nd of June. Look it up. Just Google my name in Washington Post and look it up. The article, inside that article, talks about that. I'm talking to you all that studies have shown in this book, my book is A Teen's Life. It talks about teen suicide. One of the kids in the book is called Emeka. Emeka is loosely based on my own child. My own child who happens to be non-binary, who was raised by two parents. One is a homophobic parent and one is a parent that's accepting. That's partially what the book is. Look at that. Internal conflict and external rejection. The child was just like you, my friend. Suicidal. Because they couldn't understand why their father was over there saying, my child is going to grow up to be a chief in Nigeria and all these things, and my child is going to be a man. And their mother was on this side praying so much that both of them did not see their own child suffering in pain. Needless to say, get a copy, okay? And if you want an autographed copy, just send me a DM. I'll send you one with my wet signature on it. You want to read this book. It talks about teenagers and what they're going through. And the fact that when a child dies by suicide, don't you ask me for your thoughts and prayers. Do not ask me for thoughts and prayers, because the kids have been pushed to jump. And what I say on my TED Talk is that the average child who dies by suicide is within 6 feet of the person who triggered them. 6 feet. So go figure. Wow, that is so. Have you written your book, my man?
Ma'am.
Okay.
Say that one more time.
Have you written your book?
Have I ever seen my book?
Have you written your book?
I've started.
Okay, because we need to write. No, I'm a book writing coach. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
So I tell everybody to write a book. I've written 4 bestsellers. I must know a thing or two about book writing.
Yeah.
But that aside, your story is so powerful. People are crying.
Yeah.
Your story is so powerful. Welcome to the party. Everyone that's joining me, please take a moment and invite more friends. We're talking real stuff today. We're talking to Renzzo, who's sharing his coming out story. So powerful, so deep, how he chose to be homeless rather than stay in a house where he's invisible. And I say that in this book. Kids just want to be seen. They want to be visible. They want to count. They want to be heard. They want you to know that they're here. You know, think about when you were a teenager. What did you want the most from your own parents? Valley freaking dation. That's it. Someone please write that down, because, you know, Dr. Lulu, she'll be talking good stuff. You know, this is crazy. Children just want validation from their parents in the form of love and acceptance and just everything. Thank you so much for the love. So we're going to go on. So do you think, and you probably already kind of answered this question, do you think that your acceptance or lack thereof, how has that created the Renzzo that we have today?
I'm more so grateful today that I wasn't accepted than I was before. And I say that because I know now my value and why
Mm.
I was, you know, forced into the closet, because I just know my value. Even when it comes to dating now, even when it comes to, I was a horrible dater, like horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I would love, 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 love. And then when I felt my emotions, it was like a trigger, like push them away because I know they're going to hurt me, you know, and that's something that I learned over. But I'm grateful now because I'm able to learn from it. Not because I'm perfect at it, not because I don't make the same mistakes. It's because I am grateful to, and I acknowledge where I play a part in this too. It's not just them, it's me.
I was horrible at loving. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? Because hurt people who don't get heard hurt other people.
Yeah.
People say hurt people hurt. No, no. Hurt people don't hurt people. Because if you're hurt and you get heard, you get help, you're able to handle it, work through it, you won't hurt other people. But if you don't, then you will, because that's all you know. And so who knows how many good people you've left along the way simply because you have this history from when you were very young of being betrayed by the closest person to your heart. I mean,
Yeah.
you told us that you used to pray to God and ask God to help you, teach you how to hate your own mother, because it's counterintuitive. Nobody wants, it doesn't make sense to hate your own parent. So I feel you on that. I felt that.
But a big part of that too, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I never stopped loving her because it has helped us overcome a lot, you know. But definitely was one of my many prayers.
And really hypnotic, I don't know, just said that you were one of the people who truly hurt them. So
Yeah.
I want you to see how even in your own pain, you were able to minister to someone and they're making a declaration on national TV because you know my show is going to be syndicated, man. I'm going to go to Hollywood. Like I'm going to be
Yeah.
on CNN and Netflix with your help and with God, right?
Yeah.
This show is going to be syndicated by the grace of God someday. But here's the point, though. Here's the point. Renzo saw in you what even you didn't even know you had. And then you were to Renzo what Juanita was to you. Okay. All right now, Dr. Lulu. Preach up in here. Okay? Okay. Let me
Yeah.
tell you something. Let me tell you, because this is the work that I do. I'm a pediatrician, but my life's work is on youth suicide prevention. Okay? So I'm not joking when I say I write books. I talk about stuff that people don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
This book was written by me because of George Floyd. This book, Black folk don't write books like this. Look at that pretty face. Black folk don't write books like this. Black folk don't write books about how to raise your children so your children don't bully my children. Black folk don't write books like that. Black folk don't write books about teen suicide. It's not what we do. Not because there's nothing bad or good about it. It's just that when you've been given a microphone and a platform, you got to invest into other people. But just hear what someone just said it in public just now, that you truly heard them. And that's why they today are able to flourish and be whatever they can be. So I'm gonna make an invitation. What was his name? Really Hypnotic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want you to ask Really Hypnotic to please come on my show. I don't know if they're in the queer community, but I would like to invite them to come on my show if they would like to, because I really, really want more people to share their stories. And you don't have to really hypnotic if you don't want to, but a sister is getting a hot flash up in here. But I really want people to share their stories, because that's how we learn and that's how we heal.
Yeah.
And yesterday, David Posney shared such powerful words with us about their own coming out story. And David is here today. Thank you so much, David. Is here today to also be here to support. I would love to. Yay, that would be amazing. All right, Really Hypnotic, please send me a DM right now before I forget and before you forget, so I can send you the link. Now, let's get back to Renzo. So Renzo, as we round up the show, because all good things must come to an end.
Yes.
I want you to, first of all, please agree to come back when my show becomes a syndicated show. But also, I
Promise
want
you.
you to take a moment and talk to little Renzo. What would you say to little Renzo today?
I don't want to cry, but it just may happen. What I would say to myself is, you got this. A lot
Mm.
of times you may feel doubt or you may feel alone, but there are people around you. A lot of times I was so blinded by the pain that I couldn't see the beauty. I was so blinded by the loneliness that I didn't see the people, like my cousin Quinita and my cousin, a few other cousins that there for me. I would have absorbed more of the moments that I share with them. I would have, absorbed more of the love, and would have been more open to sharing with them my story. And there's even much more to my story that I just have yet to even put out. But a big part of this is just me just continuously loving the person that I am, love your uniqueness, love your authenticity. It's okay to cry. You don't have to bottle it up. And, self love is the best love. So, yeah, that's a few things.
Ah, you were in so much pain, you couldn't see the beauty. That is just. I wish all parents could hear this. I wish all parents could just take a moment and hear the words that are coming out of your mouth. How parents betray their kids on a daily basis is so.
Yeah, and it's like, even when you try to, and oftentimes you don't have the words, you don't have the vocabulary, you don't have you know, the know how to express even how you feel. I have a few other cousins who are in the chat, and like my cousin Tamika, like I used to look up to her. She doesn't even understand it. Like she never knew that I enjoyed seeing her come around, because even around my own family, I felt unseen, and just anytime that I felt seen, I appreciated it, and yeah,
I want to help you write your book because you
yeah,
will write an awesome book, and I'm not kidding you.
yeah,
I want to help you write your book. You're like the third person I'm sending this offer to, and I know people don't appreciate free stuff, but I'm
yeah,
telling you, I want to help you craft a good book because
yeah,
my book, this book, was a bestseller, instant bestseller, all 4 books bestsellers. This one was #1 for 16 weeks on Amazon. This one. Like, really, when you write a good book, this book was literally sold out within 4 hours on Barnes and Noble. Sold out, like bestseller instantly, and been sold out on Amazon multiple times. Like, really, your story is so powerful, and the way you tell it is so beautiful. And I just love you so much. I want to invite you. I have an event coming up in October. It's the first ever event in the history of mankind. It's called Positively Parenting Your Queer Child. Like
yeah.
literally. I haven't thought of any other fancy name, and I'm trying to get Jada Pinkett Smith or Gabrielle Union to be my special guest. So if you know them, please holla, okay? You can hear my voice. If you know
I
them, please
got you.
holla, honey. I ain't even afraid. Not seeing nothing but the best in you, cause love, real love for you. Yes, Tamika is sending you mad love. You're getting so much love. Listen, let me tell you something. I know, I'm going to go back a bit. I know you said you're thankful for the pain and the trauma and all of that. But when I asked my own child that same question, they were like, you know what, Mom? I don't want to struggle just to struggle. Like it wasn't needed. Like really, truly, you didn't have to go through all that pain because according to them, they said, I know I would have still been a good child. I would have still been a good kid, a good adult, a great person. I didn't need that pain because there are people today who are thriving who did not have to go through all that pain. And so I almost want to say, I want to absolve you of any of that
Yeah,
feeling that you needed that pain because I understand that that's all you knew. But
yeah,
honey, there are people who didn't have all that pain and are just as good.
yeah,
So, I want Black folk particularly, and I say this all the time on my shows. I said, my biggest adversary is the Black church. That's my biggest adversary. Because the Black church will not let Black people see their Black kids for what they are, a gift from God. And just celebrate your child. However, I'm just like, man, your story is something.
Yeah.
It's something.
And a big part of, me now being able to tell my story is to kind of absolve that fear and that pain. I was holding everybody else's fear. I was at a place where I was like bottling up, what people did to me, and I didn't say anything because then it would then make them look like a bad person. So I didn't want them to look bad. So I held on to it. And a big part of this year was me giving people back what they gave me. And it wasn't saying like, you deserve this. It was saying, hey, I love you. I need to say this to get it off of me, to free myself, and so that we can continue to move forward. My intentions in telling my story is not to victimize myself or to make anyone else seem bad. It's to say this happens. Abuse happens, knowingly or unknowingly. You could be the reason why your child killed themselves.
Yes.
Crying over
No. Wait. I'm West African, okay? I'm West African, and yes, I can. And whenever I find my drumsticks to this one, I'm going to play the drum for you one of these days. Let me tell you something. I say that all the time. A lot of parents. There was one time I was in a group, in a Facebook group, and I asked them. I said, "Dear parents, what is your role in your child's suicide?"
Yeah.
I got kicked out of the group.
Yeah.
But you know what? I walked with my head high because I know that enough parents do it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't care whether it's knowingly or unknowingly. I don't care if it's knowingly or unknowingly. You should never be a source of so much pain that your child will jump. And that's why I said in my TEDx talk, it's within 6 feet from where the child is standing is the trigger for their suicide. It's within 6 feet. I'm not even afraid to say that because it's true. I'm doing this work because I'm trying to prevent our kids from killing themselves. But if I figured if I can get to the parents, then the kids are fine. Kids love you. They want you to just accept them.
Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely, any chance that I get, even on my Facebook, I'm always saying things to push the, so much for that. And I kind of I'm sorry, I was reading the comments, but I try to push people, mentally to realize, because a lot of people, I was mad at people who was around because they saw the abuse, but nobody, to me, did anything about it. I never saw anybody stand up for me. I never saw anybody come up and say that's not right. I always saw people become the observer of the pain instead of stepping in for me. So then that was like, well, if I tell anybody what I'm going through, what, I'm gonna get beat even worse. So what's the point of me even opening my mouth? And sometimes abuse isn't always physical. You know what I mean? I definitely suffer from mental, spiritual, and emotional and physical abuse. But that's just me. And so when I got into my last relationship that was 5 years, I realized I was dating him for his mother. I didn't realize that.
Wait. Please say that again for those at the back. Oh my God.
I was dating him for his mother. He had the love that I always craved. He had the family that I always dreamed of. And having him, I was able to experience it. So I stayed in a relationship that I felt was just horrible for me.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I'm already going through menopause, so I cry if the wind is too, I cry anyway. This is so emotional. I can't take it. Yeah. Are you freaking kidding me? Of course you stayed in a relationship because for the first time you saw a mother that actually loved their child and accepted their child and just come. Of course you stayed. Whether they're abusive or not is irrelevant. And that's part of the toxicity that you have to unlearn.
Yeah. And now I can love
Wow.
them unconditionally.
Please, Rexo, I don't want the show to end, but every good thing comes
Yeah.
to an end, and we're on the last 5 minutes. Please, please, please accept my invitation to come back and
I
come in October to
would,
talk to the parents and talk some sense into the parents, because this is so needed. Welcome, welcome,
I
welcome.
will. I
And
promise
when you
you.
see abuse going on and you don't do anything to stop it, you are part of the problem.
Yeah.
You're part of the problem, because it takes a village to raise a child. It also takes a village to save a child. And that's my own original quote. It
Yeah.
takes a village to save a child. You can't see it going on and say, oh, we're trying to raise black kids. Bullshit.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Lulu, I definitely promise you I would love to join you again. And also, I want to write my book. I think it's going to be amazing. And again, like even if you follow me on Twitter and I kind of tell some of my story in my post, that thread out, with talking about things that I did to get through it. Also, I talked about things that I did to heal my relationship with my mother. While we're not in that negative place anymore, we're learning each other again. I don't want people to view her in a way because, and again, she did not have the knowledge or the know-how to even raise a son like me. So I gave her grace for that. So I hope you all enjoyed my
Well, I'll tell you what, this was amazing. Thank you so much. But before I let you go, I'm just going to just reset the room, as it were. And yes, I went on your Instagram and I saw, no, your Twitter, and I saw your story. It was just so amazing. But I do have to give you props. First of all, I want everyone who can hear my voice, please follow me on Instagram at Ask Dr. Lulu. That's one. And then everyone who can hear my voice, please follow Renzo. Renzo, can you say your thing so somebody can write it, please?
it's
Your
a
Instagram and all of your stuff, where people can find you,
oh,
please.
it's all the same. It's A_Renzo with two Z's. So A_RENZZO. And that's on all platforms.
And Renzo, you are